Okay, I understand you have some questions about my writing lab, so I'll do kind of a quick walkthrough. There's a ton of tools in here for you, so I'll kind of walk you through and show you some of the highlights of the program, and let me know any kind of questions that you have as we go, and I'll be happy. We can kind of work together to walk through. So let me sign in first really quick. Okay, now from this page, if I'm just doing an initial demo, I do not show them the students enrolled and show them how to see their email address and their username and such. If I'm just doing a demo, that's too much information, in my opinion. They don't have anywhere to really apply that information yet. Once it's adopted, I make sure they know that. But just getting started, I'm just going to take them into the class and show them how it navigates within the program. Okay, so once we are inside the program, okay, I would recommend you do a browser check for optimal viewing. Definitely, I'm not going to take the time to do that right now. I'm going to go ahead and show you the program. But before you dive in and you're really using all the videos and all the practice activities and everything, you'll want to do a browser check and make sure that you are using an appropriate browser. Once you get into this home page, what you see here is exactly what the students see. So you don't have to wonder. See, I get questions from professors all the time. Can I have a student access code? How do I know what they're seeing, etc.? This is what they're seeing. You don't have to have another registration to remember and all that. This is it. You can make assignments and put them on the calendar. So when the students log in from the home page, there's a clock here that says something's due. Click on it. It will take them there. Minimal navigating, minimal excuses from students. So there's the assignment calendar there. I'm going to walk you down this navigation bar here and show you the various tools of the program, okay? You'll see here the various learning paths: writing practice, grammar skills, study skills. I'm going to navigate to them from here because that's the way the program, I guess, works the best in my head. So I'm going to go to writing skills. And under writing skills, there is a path builder. I've already taken it to unlock the rest of the program. But what this will do is determine students' current level, their current mastery of these skills. You can choose to use the path builder or not use the path builder. If you want to make the program very student specific, you can use the path builder. It's a pre-test. And what it's going to do is determine where they have strengths and weaknesses. And if they've mastered one of these skills, it'll give them a gold star, and they don't have to complete that work. They really just have to build those skills where they are weak. However, a lot of my professors don't use the path builder and have the same assignments for all students. It just depends on how you want to structure your course. So what you'll see down here are the various learning modules. Writing for Life, paragraphs and essays. This is the book this is my writing lab for this text. And this is a module of activities from within the text itself. So instead of having students write out activities and hand them in, and you're still trying to read their writing and you're still grading with paper and pen and entering grades, etc., those activities are within the program and auto-graded. So they can go through, it's, it tied directly to your book, saves you the grading time, and it takes care of that for you. These other writing skills are consistent throughout the program, regardless of the text. So for example, I will click on basic grammar, and within basic grammar you see all of these topics: subjects and verbs, nouns, pronouns, etc. All of these different topics. So I'm just going to do subjects and verbs. And you'll see over here, overview, animation, recall, apply, write. All of the topics on the left will have these same activities. You have the option to set it up. Right now I have it open, so I can click and go, I can go to recall, I can go back to overview, I can kind of skip around. Some professors like it that way. You can also set up prerequisites so that they have to do the overview before they get to the animation. They have to do the animation before they get to recall, etc. So I'll go in and kind of give you an idea of what each of these are. The overview is just that. It's an overview of this specific skill. So it's giving you an overview here of what subjects and verbs are. Okay. Now this is... Oh, okay. So for real, I should demo this in a different browser. Lesson learned, but I'm already recording, so we're going to continue. This is instruction for the students. This is not a test. This is here to help them. So there is an audio component here. They can click and listen to it and follow along. Just listen to it however they learn best. That's there for them. There's a glossary here that has words just from this page. They don't have to, it's not the whole glossary for the whole program. It's specific to this page. If they prefer to view it, if they prefer to print it out and read it on paper, they can print it out. However it works best for them. When they're done, they click submit and go back to their learning path, and here it's marked that they've done that activity, and they can go on to the animation. The animations are personally one of my favorite parts of the program because the instruction here is very, very good, and this allows you to kind of extend your teaching outside of the classroom. Okay. All right, so instructional video on subjects and verbs. When you're done, you click submit. Go back to your learning path. Again, it's marked complete. You've done that, and you can move on. Then it moves to recall activities. The recall activities are just that. You take what you've learned from the overview in the animation, and you are recalling that. You're just kind of feeding it back to the program. So I'll show you an example of what one of those looks like. Identifying the subject. On the way home from the theater, I got a flat tire. So what is the subject? I'll show you a few things here. There's help over here at the point of the question. There's help over here for them. If they get here and they can't quite remember, they can click animation and the video will come up. No more navigation. It's right there to help them. There's a glossary again for this page. You can choose the ask my instructor. If they're really stuck and they want your input, they can say ask my instructor, and it will send you an email that links you directly to this question, and they can tell you what their problem is. Usually when I show this feature, instructors, their first reaction is, oh, that's great, because it is a great tool. And the second reaction is kind of like, oh, I don't know if I want all those emails. So that's up to you to decide. But it's wonderful that support is there for your students. So I'm going to choose this one. And this is practice for them. This is not high stakes here. This is to help them learn. So it's going to allow them to check their answer. Okay, it's not correct. It's going to give them feedback to let them think critically about, okay, what should be the answer? So helping them with subject, okay, etc. Let me try again. All right, I'm going to say that it's I. Final check. Yes, see, they learned. They got feedback, they learned, and they can move on. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say save for later and go back to the learning path. That's an example of recall. And then there is the apply. So let's go to apply. Now all of the recall and apply activities will be automatically graded by the program, and those grades will be sent to your gradebook within MyWritingLab. So here you need to identify the subject of each sentence by clicking on it. So one of my hobbies is okay, so we need to click incorrect. Okay, my hobbies, incorrect. Okay, and so it's showing me down here that I have 10 more to go, and it's going to count my score as well. Okay, so I got one right. And you'll see I got 8. Instead of 10, I did lose a point for my incorrect clicks. Okay, there is help over here for them again as well. And I'm going to save this one for later as well. But what you see is the level of application within the program that a lot of other programs don't have. So that's something that's really unique and wonderful about MyWritingLab. So I'm going to go back here. The next is right drafting. Now, right drafting is not automatically graded by the program. So if the students complete these activities, you'll need to come into MyWritingLab, review their responses, and score them. So you can choose one of these final ones to write, etc. I'm going to actually skip over this because none of my professors have ever used that feature. Okay. And at the end of every topic from over here, you'll see a post-test as well. So assessment is built in throughout the program. Moving down the left column, I'm going to go to writing practice. This allows students to really write within the program, and it gives them feedback and scores. So let me, for example, I will take you to the persuasive option. And I have already entered in here a sample essay. So here's the topic that it gives you. Think about a global issue, etc. So I've put a sample paper in here, and I'm going to submit it for feedback. Well, I will let you know, the first thing I did was put in about 3 sentences that really had nothing to do with the prompt, and it said that I had to write more. It didn't even score it. It said that was not acceptable, and I had to write more. So I came up with this. Here's my paper, and I will submit it for feedback. And here's the feedback that it shows. So this is really a holistic feedback. It gives me, responses or scores on ideas, organization, conventions, etc. So overall, I got 4 out of 6. And then I see I got 4 out of 6 in most areas down here. If I click on more feedback, it will elaborate on kind of what a score of 4 means, what I kind of did and didn't do. And then it gives me links to more information on how I can build, in this case, my main idea, supporting ideas, etc. So I can click to these and get further instruction and help. Now, grammar skills for non-native speakers is a newer addition to the program. You can use this obviously if you have a large population of ESL students. Unfortunately, a lot of our community college students currently maybe don't speak really strong English as it is. So professors may just want these for additional grammar practice. So these are in there for you as well. And then there's study skills. So do you have students that are weak kind of in just study skills in general? Not just writing, but in kind of how to be a college student? And if so, there's additional help in here for them on that as well. Time management, coping with anxiety and stress, concentrating, etc. All of that is in there for you. And I'll also show you very quickly Pearson Tutor Services. These are available 24 hours a day. Students can submit papers to be read by an instructor, commented on, and get feedback back. They get 3 of these at no additional charge through the program with each access code. So a lot of professors will use these for rough drafts. I mean, no one has enough time, Time is very valuable. So if you can have their first draft, go through tutor services, get some feedback from another professor, and use that to revise, that gets the students off to a great start in their writing and saves you hours upon hours as well. So that's another tool that's in there for you. I will show you when you get down to course tools, these icons that are marked here with a monitor with a slash through them, these are the areas that are specific to you. So when I said up here that this is exactly how the students see it, it is. The only exception is if it has a monitor here with a slash through it, that's something that only you see. So for example, the grade book is going to be down here, how you manage the course, etc. And you have a ton of flexibility in how you manage the course. I kind of gave you a quick and dirty overview, and then you can kind of choose what works for you, what doesn't. You can make assignments, leave it open for the students. You can choose which of these tools you want to use over here, and if you're not using some of them, you can hide them through this modify bar here. You can hide some of these, again, to limit the navigation and the mistakes from students. So do you see how this could be helpful for your students and for you as well?